This FM 104.3. Who to meet Take?
What is here? And the other issue soon is until we transform our economy, and that is why I'm saying that this election, Chairman, our future as a country is depending on what is going to happen in 2024.
Now, sir, Vice President can say our local dollar, and as they say dollar what free.
I teaching.
Is that the reason why we should start thinking about stopping the politicization?
Of course, me see exchange rate there. You can't do politics with it because you have no control over it.
But on the and amount for
amount for the answer on Suba. But I would have expected that Dr. Bawumia, knowing very well, say, and being a good economist, say you have no control over the how exchange rates fare and how they operate. You would be careful in making some of these promises. Chairman, the time I ran a fixed exchange rate regime, no?
Yeah.
And they will determine how much dollar is worth in your currency. But says here we are running a flexible exchange rate regime, which means that the value and the price of that currency, which is the exchange rate, is determined by market forces. And you call forex market no more. How much you demand and how much is available, and they determine how much your exchange rate is. What is here? And the idea won't need to determine no. You yen shabon fahun. But Abia, he said maybe his thinking was that looking at the performance, and in the first 2 years, to be fair, the economy, bounced back and was beginning to show positive signs. And Abia, nunti no koka say ya $2 and then for atum. But knowing that the currency is subject to shocks and that you don't have control over Sanumano, one would be measured in the way promises, But the other issue soon is media. I always say until, and there's also another problem, Chairman. Even though Ghana is operating a flexible exchange rate regime, but yen is called controlled flexible exchange rate regime, which means Bank of Ghana sometimes auctions forex to help stabilize the risk and so on. And the yen is not fully flexible, and I feel that sometimes it also creates problems because the very minute central bank auction dollars no more commercial banks any time biana they find their way into circulation. Big clients are beji. What has here? What you can say central bank won't auction dollars to commercial banks, they would be careful because omonim say terms can the command nipa bakwa. One year they'll be run on the bank. People would be demanding forex, and we may not be able to answer our calls, But omonim say there is always a central bank somewhere. I bet auction dollars are mine, and I think it's also another problem. And the expatriation of profits, so it's another problem. Chairman, expertise be been on me juma wo krom hanum no. Mprempi omunya omumfaso na no mass sending into dollars until there is already a shortage of supply and a short supply of forex. Now there is a great deal of competition for it to disappear. Nyomudiko in the form of profits mika expatriacy near almost $2 no to save their corrupt process and illicit process. And sika yesadiko chiaka manonino and so. And may I also say, I was going to talk about transformation of the economy. Chairman, this year we need to hear, and I mean here you can say politicians tell us when you first transform the economy. It's not just enough to say we need to transform the economy, but how? As I said, the biggest problem you can say the exchange your currency FAC is about the fact that our economy is hugely import based. What that means is Chairman, yesike omuntim fa ko China enkoto hwe yentim fa yesike enko you can say even Nigeria even though in principle the West African Monetary Zone allows the 8 member states to spend their currencies in their respective in one another's countries they are not allowed. Who did Ghana see this called Nigeria yeah, so it tells you you need a third currency and a vehicle currency. Until you all did China beer dollar no shushato.
I didn't think China for any use dollar so near yes dollar alcohol.
Because
China for issue then yuan, right?
Yuan, yeah, I think.
Ain't you want to doing yuan?
I understand there were times now the central bank was trying to make some arrangements, and Ghanaians can China no can just straight away get yuan to go and
I think we
have such arrangement, but it's not effective.
Anyhow, but some of the forex bureaus, they do change. In fact,
it's not very popular. Because dollar because it's a reserve currency, you can spend it anywhere.
Yes, but the young people don't really.
What has here? And at some point, China decided to devalue their currency to make their exports competitive. German, once you devalue your currency, dollar no, enya hondi chain yuan no. And nipa nikita yuan dollar no call China, he gets more yuan and can buy more things. And people are not encouraged to do yuan transaction. He would prefer to go with dollars or duruwa now or the dollars no akoto yuan. But I think that until such a time, you better start edging. Kwanya you better first replace some of the things we import, and we have tried import substitution. It worked up to a certain point. I think we need to come up with a new model that would have import substitution, built around the idea of comparative and competitive advantage. Now I was excited about this 1D1F. I thought the original idea is say you bet me a you bet me a krum hanum no nanka ya bua with state support and yes government should be very interested in it, invest even if you have to. What has here now at the end of the day, Chairman, no country has industrialized without some form of protectionism. There's no such country. And people who are advocates of protectionism always advance this argument. They call it the nascent industry argument. Say, your industries need be you need to protect them to grow.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.